What's up, everybody? My name is Melanin Rebirth, and in this video I'll be talking about 6 things that you should know before you decide to get locks, dreadlocks. Now, for the sake of this video, I will do my best to refrain from saying the word dreads because of the negative connotation that's connected to the word dreads. So I will be sticking with the word locks. Before I get started with this video, I want to say that I've been growing my locks now for going on maybe 3 years. We're ending at the 2-year mark, so I want to say about 2 years and 9 months I've been locked. Now, with that being said, I have experience to tell you some of the things that you should know before getting dreads. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, if this is your first time coming to my channel, make sure to subscribe down below and hit the notification bell. I make videos about spirituality things like chakras, crystals, saging, self-development, things that you should be eating, things of that nature. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing that you should know before getting locks is why. Like, why do you want to get locks? Why? Just think about, write a couple reasons why you want to get locks. And you may be thinking like, I want to get locks just to get them, but trust me, like, having locks is a process. It's a journey that only people that have locks or that have had locks before will understand. So the first thing that you should do or that you should know is have a reason why. For example, my reason why is, number one, I wanted to go, all growing up, I always wanted to be natural and wear my natural hair. I always loved the way the locks looked, and I knew that your hair is antennas, and the more hair that you have, the more likely you are to get I guess cosmic information, things that is, what they call like out of the universe way of thinking, things of that nature. So that's the reason why I wanted to get them. So decide your reason why. The next thing that you should do or that you should know is you must do research. Now, there is tons of articles, tons of blogs, tons of content, tons of videos out there about locks, about how to get them, about how to maintain them, about how to start them, all kind of things. So make sure that you do your due diligence and do your research on things like how you should lock your hair. Like, for example, if you want to lock it through 2-strand twist, if you want to do the coils, if you want, there's a couple other ways that you can do them. Whenever I started working on my locks, at first I did the 2-strand twist, but after a while I just started palm rolling them. I started my locks by myself. So remember, second thing, you want to do research. The third thing is you want to pick a look. Now, the look that you should pick should be based off of the kind of hair that you have. Of course, we all have different hair textures and types, so you want to pick the one that best fits the kind of hair that you have. Now, we as humans have a tendency to want to say, oh, I want to get locks like this person, I want to get locks like that person, but you have to understand, we all have different kinds of hair and different grades of hair too. So for example, I know when I first started dreads, whenever I first started locks, I wanted to go with more of the like volume. Like, I know, like, my hair is fine. Like, before I got locks, while I was going natural, I have very fine hair that has a lot of volume. Not necessarily thick, but it's like fine, but it has volume at the same time. It's kind of confusing. But if you're somebody, like, let's say for example, if you have thick hair, then it'll be wise for you to go with thicker dreads. Like, for me, I couldn't really I couldn't really pull off the thick dreads, like having like these, like having big parts, because my hair is fine. So you just have to pick the style and pick the way that you want your dreads to be. The next thing that you should do is understand, do your due diligence on the different products. Now, the one of the worst things to have to go through is having buildup, especially when you're starting your locks. You do not want buildup because it can really stunt and really kind of put a strain on the quality of dreads that you have, and also how fast it takes for your dreads to lock. So I can make another video talking about the different products that I use. I when I first started dreads, I was one of those people that used to use like beeswax because I was just starting out. I didn't know that beeswax like just stays on your scalp. It doesn't necessarily absorb into your scalp, and it's very heavy on your scalp, especially for somebody like me that has fine hair. And I need to be using products that like go into my scalp, and that's not heavy, that's not going to sit there, because you don't want it to stunt your hair growth. So make sure that you're picking products that are not heavy, that are light, that are organic products. A company that I use is TYJ. I may be pronouncing her name wrong, but I can make a video about the products that I use. Make sure that you're using oils like tea tree oil, of course castor oil, coconut oil. They have so many different oils out there. Pick the one that you like, pick the one that works best with you, and make sure that you're keeping your scalp moisturized throughout the day, throughout the week. Another thing that you must realize, I think this is the sixth thing, is you must realize that getting locks is a process, it's a journey. Now, I know it's kind of like a trend nowadays for people just to skip over the lock phase and skip over the humble, ugly stage and just get instant dreads or get instant locks. If that's something you want to do, then by all means, live your best life. Do what you want to do what you need to do, or whatever you feel necessary. But if you're somebody that wants to go on the lock journey and really appreciates and understands the value of going through the lock journey and going through the ugly phase and going through the lock phase, then just know that it's going to take patience and it's going to take time. When I first started out my when I first started out my locks, it was back in 2016, late 2016, like around like October, November. So my hair didn't really lock until like March, April. So it's gonna take like 6 months for your hair to lock. You have to understand that. Now that time can vary between, like I said, different hair types. So it can take anywhere between maybe 3 months to like a year for your hair to actually lock. So just understand that it's going to be a journey, it's going to be a process. Everybody's hair grows differently. For example, I started getting locks like a couple of, like maybe a year before my little brother got locks, and his hair is catching up to mine. So as you know, like for guys, let's say they always get haircuts and stuff like that, then their hair is going to grow faster or whatever. I don't know if that's a myth, but whatever. But his hair is starting to catch up to mine. That's another thing. That's a bonus thing that you need to know. Please do not compare your dreads to other people's, not dreads, do not compare your locks to other people's locks, because it's only going to frustrate you. Do not have lock envy or dread envy, because it's going to make you want to cut your hair off at times, especially when you're trying to go for a look and then it doesn't turn out like that and things of that nature. Just understand that it's a journey, and understand that your hair is a representation of your thought patterns, And especially if you have dreads, everybody's locks and dreads are different and they come out different. Like for example, if you see in mine, I have a lot of concaves, I have a lot of 3 heads, 2 heads. I know at one point in time I had like five head. I'm thinking this one is like 4. Some of my dreads are starting to break off, but I'm gonna make another video talking about that. So with that being said, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know your experience, or if you want to start growing locks, please let me know in the comments below. I love to read y'all's comments and reply back. Also, make sure to check out my social medias. Feel free to add me or follow me on my social medias. Reach out to me. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.